Hello everyone, welcome back to an episode of Crypto, Coffee and Lo-Fi. Just going over what I spoke about in the previous episode, we were just looking at this level of accumulation right here. Looking for some reaccumulation and it looks like we're getting it, so just rehashing my higher time frame view. We have some distribution up the top of this range here. We revisited the top of the range and then continued to redistribute. Not the best sign when we're thinking about a bullish continuation. However, we have just retested this accumulation right here and started to reaccumulate. So we may be able to see a bullish continuation, but I'll go over exactly what that will look like in just a sec. If you're new here, I'm just using the same pattern to find accumulation and distribution, using that same pattern to find support and resistance. That pattern is essentially just a head and shoulders. So you have a high, I wait for that high to be taken out. I wait for a break below the low that was responsible for taking that high, and then I look for the retest. And once I get the retest, I look for the same pattern to form again. If it does, then this is the first sign of distribution. Not necessarily enough for me to enter a trade. There are a few other things that I look at. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more, click the link in the description below, pick up a copy of the strategy. So we're stuck inside a little bit of a range here, so I'm not really trying to call the return of the bull market until we see something like this. So if we jump onto the lower time frames, ideally when you're in a trending environment, so let's assume that we're in a downtrend now for the time being, we would like to see the bearish levels retested, and then once we see those bearish levels retested, we would like to see them respected, and then we would like to see redistribution. So here we visited this area of distribution. So we swept out these highs, breaking below the low, sweeping high, breaking below the low, retesting, forming some more distribution. Sweeping out these highs, breaking below the low, then retesting, forming the same pattern again. So ideally we would like to see these levels retested. So this is essentially how I find what I like to call true levels of support and resistance. All right. So here would be a true level of resistance. If the market structure was to remain bearish, then we should assume that price retests this level and respects it. Respecting a level would just be redistribution. So forming the same pattern again. Now we do have a level here on the lower time frames that I'm looking at. The same kind of pattern, but the reason I'm not really taking this into account is because it wasn't retesting the previous level of distribution like this was retesting this level, and like this was retesting this level. So because we haven't come up and retested the double confirmation, I'm thinking that we take out this high and retest it. Now if we are going to see a bullish continuation, then I would like to see this structure break. So you can see this on the daily. If I would like to see a daily continuation to the upside, I'm obviously going to be looking for a daily break in structure. So if we break up above this high and start closing on the daily, then I'll start considering a move up above into all-time highs. So if we see something like this, the break above, followed by some reaccumulation, probably nothing below the H4. So if we can see reaccumulation on the H4 on the daily after breaking above this high, then I think we head up into all-time highs, 70k and up. But if we retest the level, then redistribute, then I think we sell off. Now this morning I posted this on Twitter, so you can go and check that out. But I was looking for a sweep of some lower time frame lows right here, which is exactly what we got, and I managed to catch a significant entry on the M1. So I've just showed you how I'm analyzing the H4 and the daily. But a lot of the trades, when I execute them, because I'm a day trader, not all the trades, but a lot of them are actually executed on the M1 or the M5. And every single one of these positions, or almost every single one, is posted live inside the Discord. So this was also posted on Twitter. You can check that out. It says in fucking hindsight. But so here's the obvious high that was responsible for taking this low, or the obvious high before the low was taken. See, we come back, we retest it after breaking above, sweeping out a key low, and then once we sweep out that key low, we form a double confirmation. So the first confirmation being sweep of a low, breaking above the high. The second confirmation is the retest. Once we get the retest, form the same pattern again. You can see we got that right here. So this is essentially how I kind of confirm levels of support and resistance. If we retest them, and then once we retest, we accumulate and form multiple confirmations. So my entry is all the way down here, and I'm still holding this position. I've explained this before, but I don't often hold positions past 5 to 6R. But when the bias is clear and we have obvious objectives, and the manipulation is clear, then I like to hold on to positions. So if this target does hit, I'm looking at least 15R. I'll probably take some off around 7 or 8 though. So looking at one of two scenarios. A retest here, some accumulation to the upside, or we fall back below this low and accumulate right here, and then back to the upside. If we don't reaccumulate and instead do something like this, which I don't think this is going to happen, but you have to plan for the bearish scenario as well as the bullish. So if we break below and then redistribute, then we can look for a short as well, but I just doubt that's going to happen. I'm in my long position from down here. If I get stopped and we move back below the low and reaccumulate, then I can look to get long somewhere around here again. But I think what we're going to see is a move back into this range where we see reaccumulation into this low. How long is this going for? 7 minutes already. So without overcomplicating anything, the structure for now is bearish. Okay, if we move up into this low right here and redistribute, then I think we head lower. We do have equal lows sitting below this level. However, we are retesting a bullish zone and then accumulating. So if we can manage to hold this structure and not redistribute at this level and then see some kind of daily close above, then we can head to all-time highs. But until we see the daily close above this level plus some reaccumulation, then I think we're headed lower. Now, if we take out these lows and we don't reaccumulate somewhere inside this range, I think we fall below these equal lows and head much, much lower down into 20k to 24. No worries. So just going to sit in that long position for now. And as long as this long bias kind of holds, as long as the bullish structure holds here on Bitcoin, then looking for similar patterns on altcoins around London Open and New York Open. The similar pattern just being the double confirmation that I showed earlier. No worries, guys. If you enjoyed the episode, like, comment, subscribe. If you're interested in the way that I trade, the way that I'm analyzing the charts, click the link in the description below. Pick up a copy of the strategy. Easy. I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Bye.